Is your character not as agile as you would like?
Karluk looks at Euphemia and says, I really wish he would have missed, and then just falls over.
Is DM's grace in short supply?
Oh, and the candles go out
Yeah.
on the Minotaur's horns.
Is compassion not your character's strong suit?
Minotaur more like beef or more like cannibalism? I'm asking for a friend.
Is persuasion your dump stat?
Be prepared for a caster. Please do not move on their own.
There's no caster here.
Listen long enough, and you too might learn how to roleplay 8 charisma.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Roleplay 8 Charisma. We got these short sessions back to back, so we got to optimize our time. So I'm going to cut straight to it. Craig, you know, sometimes the sous chef prepares a meal for you. Other times the sous chef has a meal of you. Craig, how are things going? Give us a quick summary of what happened last time.
Well, first, that was a real downer. You had a much more eloquent version of that when you texted me earlier.
I know, I was under pressure.
So I'm not going to let you come back, though, because we need to keep this flowing.
Mm-hmm.
At the very beginning of the last session, Shadeen, receiving a very strong hunch from the universe, followed that hunch into battle and immediately started getting his ass handed to him as the rest of the party was in no evidence whatsoever. And that's where we are.
But he's not bitter. That's the good news.
No, Radicchio is very bitter.
Okay. Radicchio. All right. Yes. Now, a few things in addition to that did happen, including not only is Shadeen locked in mortal combat with a sous chef, but also several other party members decided to wander around this fine dining establishment and, you know, just kind of interact with the patrons. And so Ulrich appears to have asked a couple orcs to leave somewhat politely. Meanwhile, in one of the other chambers, Karluk, in order to really impress a couple of deep gnomes and try to get a few insights out of them, decided to cut down a nearby goblin serving person, creature, monster, and is now, while the blood still drips from his weapon, is just chatting with some deep gnomes about the spider and the lost mine and whatever else he can figure out. Is that about summing up there, Karluk?
That is, yeah. Sounds perfect.
So we're still in the middle of initiative order right here in the heat of battle. And speaking of you, Karluk, you are at the top of the initiative round here. So why don't you kick us off? What are you going to do now, now that you're face-to-face with a couple of deep gnomes who do seem a little bit intimidated? I'm not going to lie.
Karluk's feeling pretty satisfied with the information he's gotten from the deep gnomes so far about what they've been doing with the black spider. And he's a little bit concerned about his party and also excited to share his information. And he loves running when it comes to mazes. So all three things combined, he's ready to exit the room. So he is going to take his bloody long sword, politely put it in its scabbard. He's going to take his little tankard of cider, tuck it back into his vest, and he's going to say, I hope that I have not ruined your evening. And I'll just kind of like point aside to the dead goblin on the floor. But now I've got to be leaving. And then I'm going to jump up and run on out of the room.
All right. Okay, go ahead and move yourself where you're going there. So Karluk starts to leave the room. The deep gnomes now behind you, Euphemia. You noticed Euphemia's been standing there, kind of keeping an eye on you here. The deep gnomes look a little nonplussed and concerned because some of the goblins' blood did splatter a bit on their dinner table and some of their food, so a little awkward.
Question to clarification for Karluk.
Yes.
So to confirm, they said they had delivered to the actual black spider, and the black spider, or some incarnation thereof, we have this theory that the black spider is more than one entity, but a series of either an actual entity, imposters, or a group of them. And they said that they delivered to the black spider at the Wave Echo Mines, correct?
Yeah, having this meta conversation telepathically to our minds. Yes, yeah, it did. It did. Yeah, just sort of like recap from last time. Yeah, it seemed like there was only the one black spider, and yeah, they were delivering supplies to that black spider at the Wave Echo Mine, but also the black spider had a lot of guards there.
Okay,
So
we were sure back in Cragmaw Castle that was the black spider as well.
That's true. Yep. So there was at least two, right? And black spider does sort of insinuate
8 or 9.
Yes,
Depending.
yes. They're sneaky. Spiders are sneaky.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. Continue with the slaughter and the running.
Yeah, and Doc's point was that they were in separate rooms there, so that would have been a tricky conversation. But at the end of his movement, Karlach actually has entered the same chamber as Pyric, so I guess there could have been a little bit of visual and high-level conversation there about surprised to see you so rapidly. I thought you were going to find some black spider people or something. All right,
There was
excellent.
a lot of winking occurred.
Yes, a lot of winking and knowing looks. All right, excellent. Nice job, Karlach. And moving on to Ulrich. Ulrich, you're up there where the orcs used to be. You've got a couple of your cousins, your kinfolk next to you, and a plate of still relatively warm rolls. Unfortunately, one was stolen by an orc, but you did remind him that was your food by hitting him with the flat of your axe. So
chase off the ugly ones. Aye, brother, hold on to this. Keep an eye on my back. If something comes, let me know. I'm gonna start moving down here. Oops, I grabbed the muffins with me.
Sticky.
Hey, here, hold that. I'm gonna move to there so far, and I'm gonna say, Thalric, may you have the hindsight to know where you've been, and the foresight to know where you're going, and the insight to know when you've gone too far. What is going on down here? I'm gonna move down to here, and I still can't see anything, so I'm gonna continue moving. That is 1, 2. All right, so I can move 8 to there, and that's a double move.
Yep. Now you're in complete pitch blackness.
Oh, I'm in the darkness. I'm sorry. I am
Yes.
going to move. Where's the darkness end here? I got.
Top of the
just see it
stairs, you
shaded
can
on the
see it
map
move
there.
back there.
So.
I can be in the stairs. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to move to there.
Could be in the stairs. You can't stand
So that-
on the goblin who's right behind you.
Okay. So
This is the edge right
Even
here.
though you're a dwarf.
so that's where I'm going to move to there. That's it because I can't see in the darkness, and I'm going to turn to Pyric. What in the blazes is going on here?
It's good because I'm next in initiative order.
Yes.
I am currently reading Bovine Minds and communicating my mind to your mind, your dairy to my dairy. So I look at Ulrich. Oh, I think Shadeen had some sort of, there was a mention of the lust pits, I'm pretty sure, some tiff, the roper. I never judge. And this is what has erupted. Oh, by the way, Clark, could you please, we don't want any of your staff to get hurt inadvertently because of, your normal organizational method, which we will be paying for the damages, etc., and the loss of life. Could you take your staff and place them someplace a little farther? I'm worried about their safety. And also, Clark, was there a particular type of food the sous chef would not touch? I looked at the menu and I saw very particularly that some of these items seem like from a very diverse menu. And people, sometimes have food allergies and other things like that.
Ooh.
And I'm pretty sure that these black pudding, they in particular denote your flavor and touch profile. If I remember correctly, the last time I got to have your fantastic cuisine from the Magic Pot, this in particular seemed to have your touch. But I would guess that the roper would not touch these for various reasons. Is that true?
Ooh. So that's pretty creative, Seppi. So Seppi's making a callback to when we read the original menu of the Cave Inn that they were presented with. And indeed, black pudding is on the menu with a slight warning to their guests that they say it's just like regular dessert with no relation to any dangerous ooze, but it does make one feel a little sick. So Seppi, why don't you go ahead and make a...
I'm using my ability of arcane and understanding how the various energies work and the what little bit I'm scraping together of the Underdark, because now we have the black spider, we have deep gnomes, we have this roper, and Clark is way more hooked up to the Underdark than I had ever thought. I'm like, Clark, you're up to no good. And so I'm using that, trying to piece together, thinking that this Roper, having come to the surface, there's all kinds of allergies that he cannot have, either things he's taking with him or things that he cannot have.
Yeah, so why don't you make an Arcana check there, because this is a good idea. So make an Arcana check to see if Pyric would know of a particular combination of ingredients that happen to be in this kitchen, piecing together like in a Sherlock Holmes sort of way. You can almost see the algorithms forming in his brain as he goes through and notices on the shelf the labels of the different foods, and then analyzes the skin and color of the Roper when it wasn't in darkness, earlier. It's all coming back because he's got that photographic Sherlock Holmes type memory.
I'm really the brain of the party.
So let's see. We're going to find out if that'll happen if you observed it all. Roll that check there, Seppi, and let's see.
Can I have advantage for creativity? Because I need it, because I'm rolling dice.
I will, for calling back to the actual fact that black pudding is on the menu and has the warning. It's always good to butter up the DM that you catch the little details. So yes, you can have advantage on that roll.
Okay, then. All right. It might be this or it might be something else. And I want Clark to give hints. And this is why I asked him, because he is the master chef. Mm-hmm. All right. So here's one. That is a whopping 15.
Okay. And not bad, but I'm going to make this a little higher DC here. How we do?
And that's also 15 because I rolled 6 twice.
Oh, okay. So 15's pretty good. I mean, 15's one of the higher DCs. So Clark says, there's several things it might be able to first of all, I will clear out. I'll ask my staff to leave. Pyric, are we pretty comfortable that this isn't going to expand beyond the sous chef? I mean, he's going to be hard to replace. He is fast, but quite frankly, he's a bit of a slobberer, and he does eat like 1 in 10 guests from time to time. So it's not going to be a huge, loss here. But I will warn you that your friend there, I've seen the sous chef eat some pretty powerful folks, some of the rowdier customers here. So I'm just warning you there. But as far as the ingredients go, I do think you're not probably wrong on the black pudding, but it's probably going to take a little more, the black pudding plus a little something. And I'm not certain if you might want to throw a little shambler root in there, just a little bit of the shambler root might make it a little off. But then ironically, I feel like it also might be the honey. I feel like honey would work. But I do feel like if you added all three, it wouldn't work. So you're going to have to make a guess here. It's the honey, the shambler root, or the black pudding. Some combination of those probably would work if you could get it into the thing's mouth. I don't know how you're going to do that. And my line comes in cooking. I've had to swear off combat, right? So I can't help you in this situation. But I'm going to have my folks move back. That's my professional expertise as a chef. That's the kind of meal I would recommend if you really want to upset this thing's stomach. All
right, Clark. Thank you for keeping to your word and following your true calling as a chef. I'm glad you following your heart and Moradin's way as this. Also, please clear your folks out. I see Cowlick is here, and I see Moradin's Avatar of Death in front of us. So as long as your people are not near any of those people, and what I wouldn't give for a halfling who understood cooking and nature so that I could finish your formula. I wish for these things very desperately, Clark. And so if you get your folks out, we'll try to save our friend from being eaten. I cannot say whether this lover's quarrel between the Roper and the Dragonkin is going to end well, but since he already ate some of your staff and your guests, I'm feeling we might be more liberal in our use of force when saving them, and I feel like you've given me that blessing, and I really appreciate it, Clark.
All right, so come on. And he starts to wave to his staff, but of course they can't move till it's their activation, but it seems like Clark is starting to give the orders that they should be clearing out here and making room for whatever's about to happen here next.
Yeah, no, Clark. Also, like I said, if anything has happened, we'll make amends. And people make mistakes just like you did, and we're going to try to make no more mistakes here today. Sorry. What I'm trying to say is sorry.
All right. All right. So excellent, Pyric. Anything else you did? That's pretty much your action. Do you want
All
to
right. So what I am doing is collecting the items that he said, and I'm getting ready for magic hands. So when the items and the OK happen, I'm going to squish them into a ball, and I'm going to magic hands shoot them into the mouth of the roper right before it eats Shadid.
Okay, this is a great plan. So a few things. You are nowhere near the ingredients at the moment. You're actually seated at your table. The ingredients are I mean, you haven't been in the kitchen, so you don't.
Well,
really
I've got
know.
the honey rolls here.
You do have honey rolls.
And there was a table, 2 tables, and I'm thinking that the.
All right, let's see. There is a table next to you guys that did have a goblin eating at it. So let's roll to see if they have.
And there's the orcs table too.
Yes. So let's go ahead and roll and see if they happen. I'm going to give a percent chance. I'm going to say there is a 30% chance that the black pudding is on the orcs table. So here we go. I mean, the goblins table right next to you. Here we go. And we rolled a 62. So sadly, no, there is no black pudding on that table. I'd also give you a 30% chance they were also having potentially the shambler root. So let's see if they had the shambler root on that table. I'll give you a 30% chance of that. Oh, so close. It was a 30, but then it was an 8. So no, neither of the ingredients are on the table next to you, and nobody is near the other. You have to go look at the other table. You're pretty certain they're probably in where the battle is going. But of course, the battle is raging in there. It's pitch black because of Shadeen's darkness. So you can't see what's going on in there right now.
And I'm a coward. So I'm a very smart coward, but I am a coward, and I'm going to let brave people do brave people things.
So you might have a creative option here, but you got some work to do to get it done.
Okay. All right. At least I have the honey rolls.
Yes, you do have the honey rolls.
Because somebody was expertly in charge of the honey rolls and dropped their honey rolls next to me, and I do what is done needs to be done when that happens.
Okay. Anything else? Are you good?
I'm good. Thank you.
All right. Excellent. All right. Thalric, you, however, are in the middle of the darkness. What are you going to do?
All right. I'm going to, as part of my movement, I'm going to interact with this frying pan and fling it into the corner just to make some noise. And
Which
then...
corner? Where are you going to fling it? Give me a ping. I'm not seeing your ping. Are you pinging? Oh, there we go. Okay, right in the corner. Yeah, clang. All right, excellent.
And then as a bonus action, I'm turning into a large spider, so I'll need that token.
Oh, bonus action, large spider token coming at you. All right, there you go. Let me see if you can
come over here. Oh, can you give me visual on the
I'm
big
giving you
spider,
control.
though? I can't control the big spider yet.
Working on it. Whoops. There we go. Control. And checking the lighting situation. It's got
You
vision.
can probably get rid of this mini spider I just put up there.
All right, you should have vision and control of that spider.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm going to scamper along the wall up here, and then as my action, I'm going to move this sucker right there, my moonbeam of goodness.
Oh, nice. The moonbeam moves. Our new animated moonbeam. Look at that. All right. John, make a deception check when you roll the pan to see if it effectively deceives. I'll give you advantage because the creature's in darkness.
Not really my thing, but okay. 15 and a...
Seppi roll.
We'll take the 15.
All right. 15's pretty good. Okay. We'll keep that in mind when he tries to make his perception check. Okay, excellent.
I want to note it for the record that John +1 got the same number that I got +9 twice.
Yes, you did have a rough roll there. All right. Anything else there, Thalric?
No, that's it.
All right. You also get to activate Adric and friends. What do you do?
All right. Adric tells his brother to sit there with the... you stay here, eh? And he leaves the sticky buns with Grunda. And he's like, watch what a real priest can do. And then he's going to step up here and he's going to hold his hammer aloft.
Yeah.
And he's going to bless. Can he cast bless?
Sure.
He's going to bless the cow, a blessing on the cow, a blessing
on your house,
brother, a blessing on the elf. And that's all he can see that's worth a blessing.
You don't have to have line of sight.
Oh yeah, it's 30 feet. Whoever can hear me. So, what's the maximum, Joe? For
It's 3 for first level. If you upcast second level, is 1 additional player per
all right.
upcast
So
level.
he'll get the. I guess that's all he can reach is the 3 of them. So he doesn't need to bless himself. So he'll just bless. He'll bless Ulrich, Pyric, and Cowlick.
All right. Go ahead and put icons on those folks for blessings.
You have to put them on yourself. I can't put them on.
All right.
Right.
Karluk, put on a blessing icon there, and Ulrich.
Go with Moradin, eh?
All right, nice job. And time for the star of the show, the man we're all here to cheer. It's Shadeen.
So I'm gonna swing my big shadow axe because being all of the different things I am doesn't impact my fighting. It impacts my strength and my movement. So there's 2 of those plus 7.
Ooh,
Nice. 26.
So that
26 hits. A
that
palpable
19
hit.
means it's a critical.
Oh, yes, right. Nats. Ooh, critical. Here we go. Going to the critical deck for players. All right, going to the cards here. Let's see what we're going to get. Craig, tell me when to stop. I'm going through the deck here. You can see.
Stop.
Stop. All right, here we go. And you're using what kind of weapon?
A giant 2-handed axe.
All right. I have some good
made
news
of
for you, my friend.
shadow.
Get ready.
And
This
death.
is called
Made of shadow and death.
Yeah.
slow recovery, quadruple damage.
Whoa.
And the target must make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the target can make 3 fewer attacks on their next turn.
All right.
So,
So
First,
my
you get
initial
quadruple
is
damage. So roll your damage and then times 4.
this plus 7.
Ugh.
10.
40 points.
40. That is a huge hit. Your shadowy axe takes a giant bite out of the roper. Now, your shadowy axe is what kind? Is it kind of a magic weapon?
Yes.
Oh, fortunate for you. All right. Yes. So it is 40 points of damage. Wow. He is now bloodied. You got him. Bloodied, that is. So that really, he does not look happy about that. He looks a little stunned and quite frankly, a little shocked. And now he makes his Constitution saving throw, which is a DC 15, according to our little handy dandy card here. And he rolls a 3. So he's going to be down 3 attacks next turn, and he only gets 2. So he will be making 0 attacks next turn, thanks to your big old walloping. Would you care to move at all?
No, not with that roll.
Right. So his tentacles are all like whacked out of the way, and he's like vibrating with the thunderous impact of your hit. And in your head, the crowd goes wild. All right. Rafe, Euphemia's turn.
Yep, I'm ready. Despite Pyrrhic's call in role playing for some assistance, she's going to play through what she was going to do, which is to stay hidden underneath the table and do that thing where she's going to try to pick up on conversation when people think they're alone. She wants to observe and hear what they say. What do you think? You want me to keep my stealth roll going?
Yes. Keep your stealth roll going. 20.
Quick, crit 20.
Whoa, nice. All right. So Rafe, I'm going to give you a little blue card here. So there you go. It's right next to you. You can right click on that and take it into your possession. Well, you already have a little blue card, so you can decide
I do have
which
to
little blue card
decide,
you like
right?
more. And you're hiding there. Are you holding your action or just listening?
I'm listening. I'm underneath the table and I'm
Right.
listening for, they think they're alone. So I want to hear what they say about the black spider. I want to hear what they may reveal.
Right. All right.
Looking for intel.
All right. Good. We'll get there in a second. Excellent. And it's now the sous chef's turn, and the sous chef is totally stunned. Now, John, when does the damage come in from Moonbeam here?
Right now at the beginning of his turn. So
All right, go ahead and roll that.
he's got to make you have to make a save, Constitution save.
And what's the DC on this bad boy?
14.
I don't think his constitution is that good. He rolled an 8, and his constitution bonus is +3. That will not be sufficient. So what's take for damage there?
Oh, man.
Is anybody else seeing John dressed up like one of the Sailor Moon characters? Is it just
9 radiant damage.
All right. Oh, his tentacles flail in pain as for his action from being struck by the moonbeam, still hasn't recovered from the amazing axe hit, and the sous chef staggers forward north to get out of the beam, which puts him. So now you, Ulrich, are on the edge of this blackness, and you sort of see looming out of the darkness comes this shape, and it's sort of staggering and slimily skittering along on its sort of flat bottom, sort of wobbly feet situation. And it's got all these tentacles sticking out of it, and a giant eye and a mouth that's kind of half in and out of the darkness, but it looks like half stunned and confused and not altogether aware of what's going on, but it's like literally looming over you now.
Am I dragged with it?
He has to, his tentacles are extending, so you're still captured, but he hasn't reeled you in again. So you're actually stay where you are. But he could reel you in again next action if he wants to.
Right. And I can't move voluntarily.
No, you could attempt to escape his grapple, but you can't move at the moment.
Right.
All right. So that was the sous chef's
Can
turn.
he attack the tentacle that's holding him?
Yes, but it won't do any damage to the roper.
Oh, okay.
Right. It just cuts the tentacle, which you can do. Then that's fine. All right. So it's now time for the staff. So a few things happen here. Rafe, did you take that card? Which card did you want to take? You figured that out?
I put the card I didn't want into play.
Got it. I'll get rid of it. Okay. So the staff starts to fall back under Clark's orders. So he says, everyone back to the sleeping chambers. And so they all start to move out. So 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 40. So they get to about here. And the hobgoblins in the corner leave. And they go running along with Clark. Hut, 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 hut. And they go running down there. The kobolds. The goblins start running down with Clark. So these guys all streak out of the room. And this one leaves.
Streaking goblins. I feel like the service
goblins.
here.
So they all make it out. And also, though, with the I'm going to do the deep gnomes at this time as well. And so the deep gnomes, the female deep gnome just to the south there, Rafe, you're seeing this conversation. And she says, can you believe that rude Minotaur creature? He was just struck down our server like he wasn't even a life form. Wasn't even like someone with a soul and a family. That poor goblin's just trying to put food on his table. I know, dear. Calm down, dear. I can't even think of it. I mean, what if he'd beaten up little Geode? It's okay, dear. He didn't even see little Geode. It's fine. But what if he'd struck down our favorite pet? It would have been horrific. I wouldn't even want to do. It's okay, dear. Don't even worry about it. It's fine. Let's just take little Geode and leave. Okay. Little Geode. And Rafe, as you're watching, the ground starts to move near your table and it starts to upset your table. And it would have revealed your location, except that you're such a good hider this round. You rolled a natural 20. You easily slide into the darkness as a table. You almost like see it coming as you feel your instincts, your hobbit instincts, feel the ground move. As all of a sudden, these sort of rocks itself from the floor start to extend up and out of the floor. And this creature sort of comes up and stands on like it's a full rock creature, comes up out of the ground and looks with big blinky sort of like doe-like eyes at the two deep gnomes. And it's sort of, and the male deep gnome reaches down and grabs a rock off the floor and kind of tosses it. And the creature kind of like looks up and opens its mouth and eats it very happily. And so the male and female like, let's leave this establishment immediately. I've heard such good things about it, but they're terrible. And the two gnomes start to head towards the exit with their giant creature watching them leave and kind of getting ready to sort of heel behind them as they go. And the creature looks like this. I'll just kind of show you so you can see it, Rafe, in better detail here. I'll show it to everyone, but player knowledge, only Rafe is actually seeing this creature as little Geo starts to follow the two deep gnomes out of the area there. But they haven't left yet, Rafe. So they're still kind of in the way there at the moment. And you're a little worried that it's going to be hard for the deep gnomes and or little Geo to all pass your current spot and not like somehow notice you, step on you, squish you. It's gonna be a tight squeeze.
Kill them, Rafe. Kill them.
All right.
Kill.
And that brings us to Karluk.
Let none survive.
Looks like the perfect pet for a earthbound druid.
They go out with their dire wolf.
I can change into one of those eventually.
You never saw it. That's the problem.
I don't need to see that.
So, Doc, what are you going to do?
Yeah, what's Kalik going to do here? Kalik is going to... I'm going to hold... Oh, I can't hold my movement, though. And Clark is gone, right? I don't even see him in my line of sight.
He ran... You actually saw him go up these stairs right here, where I'm pinging, and then disappeared up those stairs along with most of his staff.
All right.
Rules question. There is a feat that makes you speak telepathically to people, isn't there?
Yes, the telepathy. Telepathic.
Yeah, it's one of the newer ones from the psychic stuff, right?
Oh,
Cautious.
that's going to happen to all of you. I know.
Let's see here.
There's also a spell called Rari's Telepathic Bond that wizards can get.
Oh, now you're talking.
That's really cool.
All right, so Kalik's going to advance behind Ulrich, and I'm going to hold my action. If one of the tentacles wraps around Ulrich or anyone else in range, I'm going to attack the tentacle.
All right.
Do not worry, Ulrich. If you become entwined, I will strike that vine, and I will bonus action inspire Ulrich.
Nice. All right. Excellent. All right, Ulrich, you are inspired. Nice job adding the inspired icon there. And I'm sorry, Dan, what are you waiting for to have happen? What's your
if one of us gets entangled by one of the
tentacles
or tentacles, I will attack it.
All right, excellent.
Yep.
Ulrich, you've been inspired. What are you going to do?
Now, can I see this thing in front of me? Or is
oh yeah, he's on. In fact, it seems like as he realized he's back in daylight, he's assessing the situation, quickly coming to his senses, and realizing there's a lot of folks standing in front of him. But it's a little unclear. Make an insight check there, Joe.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Why not?
Insight check, because it doesn't matter if he's going to bleed.
She was like, "This is irrelevant, Mr. Dungeon Master, but I'll do it because you told me to."
I'll give it a shot. I get an idea of how. See, he just needs.
No, you don't know what's. You're just like, oh my god, giant creature in front of me with big teeth. That's right.
So I take a look at him, and I give him. First of all, I turn around to Kyle and give him a wink, knowingly, and just let him know it's on like Donkey Kong.
Knowing wink.
That's right. He goes, "Morden's here, and I'm your Huckleberry, you little four-armed creature. I'm going to use my bonus action to use my Oath of Vengeance." He goes, "Let's see how tough you really are." And then attack him with Hugh, and I will. I can see him.
Is he a plant?
Is he plant-based? Yeah.
Oh, good question. Is he plant-based? I'm going to check.
That is going to be an AC 27.
He is not plant-based. I just checked. 27 will hit though, Joe.
Okay, and then there's no point not doing it. So seeing him up there, we're going to use a smite on him as well because we can. So we're going to do. Where's my smite? All right. So first, my regular damage is going to be 7 damage, and then smite. Smite is going to be an additional 8 damage. So 15 points of damage on the swing.
All right. 15 points of damage. So what's the total damage?
15. Total damage is 15 damage.
Oh, bardic inspiration.
I can add that to damage. I might as well add this to the damage too. So I feel bardically inspired to do an additional 1 point of damage. So 16 points of damage.
16 points total. Nice. Yeah, that definitely bites deep, and the sous chef is not at all pleased with this situation.
And I look at the sous chef. He goes, "Let's dance, bitch." All right, next.
All right, excellent. So it is Pyrrhic's turn. Pyrrhic, from your position, you can now see that Ulrich is standing on the steps, and that halfway in the shadows is this giant tentacled sous chef situation.
Okay. I know that Cowlick has come back in view and he's buffed everybody and he loves running through the maze. And I say, Cowlick, do what you do. Start running. I need Shambler Root and the Black Pudding special. Okay.
All right. The ever agreeable Cowlick yells out, all right, although he's totally befuddled as to how to get these things.
He's seen much more of this place and what's on people's tables than I have, right? Those gnomes look like they were in the process of dessert. And then I am going to use this opportunity to, as I have before, aim the lights of the Nord into the eye of the Roper, the thing of the Underdark. And so I will launch various magic missiles. Oh, I failed to do this properly. Cannot control the thing. Too many windows, too many good windows. All right. Good sheet, spells, first level.
All right.
Magic missile, bam.
So that's 1d4. I feel like you get more than one.
Yeah, why did it only roll one?
What did it say in the list?
Let's 3.
See. It shows you only rolled one. So you've got 4 so far, 4 points, and then another 5. So 9 points total. Is that what happens?
Plus 3, so 12 total.
Yeah.
12 total. So the little spheres of light slam into this creature.
I'm sorry, 11 total, Russ. 11 total.
All right.
The original 4 included a +1.
Yeah.
All right, minus 11. So, okay, it looks like it's staggering back. Parts of it are falling away. There's like this crazy ichor oozing out everywhere. It doesn't look like it's doing well. And but anything else, Pyrrhic? Are you going to move at all? Or are you
No, I'm just going to take one step away from swinging, rampaging Minotaurs. And then I'm going to call to the Dwarf Brothers too. Pudding special, Shambler Root.
Pretty special. All right, excellent. All right, moving on to Thalric.
All right, I'm going to slide up here on the ceiling and then just move this bad boy right here. And that's my turn right now.
All right, the glowing moonlight again engulfs part, but no one can see this because it's in the darkness still. And also there, John, don't forget Adric and friends.
I call upon the sacred flames of Moradin. Let's see if this thing can stand up to that. And so you're going to give me a dex save, DC 13, we'll call it.
A DC 13 dex save coming up.
Oh,
he rolls a nat 19. I'm thinking he's going to be okay there.
And somewhere you hear in here, your God has no power in this place.
That's right. A little deep in the ground.
I think it was Clark from wherever he went.
Yes, Clark going, no magic in the cave-in. All right. Well, good effort there for Adric. Shadeen, what are you going to do there, buddy?
I am going to Misty Step here.
Oh, look at you. I know what you're up to.
Then I'm going to hit him with my axe. No, 18.
18 deflects off its mighty hide.
Yeah.
Right,
And then I'm going to move 1, 2, 3.
But don't forget you're grappled, so.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. He Misty stepped.
Oh, you Misty stepped out, right? Yeah. Poop. The little tentacles dropped to the ground. Nicely done.
That's it.
Did you check your phone, sir?
Yep.
All right, good. All right, moving on. Euphemia, what are you doing?
Okay, well, my question
The power of the moonbeam now.
What's that, John?
I said everybody can see the power of the moonbeam now.
Oh yeah, the moonbeam's glowing like crazy.
Spider's mooning.
I'm envisioning I'm under the table and tucked kind of against the wall there. And is what you're saying that this rock creature is going to like smash through the table, like right where I am?
Potentially. It looks like it's big enough. Like you're not really sure how he's going to fit through that door.
Okay. All right. That's what I was wondering. All right. Yeah. Then I'm going to slink around the corner back to where Calic went, back to Pyric, and give the report.
All right. Make a stealth check as you try to slink out of there.
All right. Oh, my character.
Because you're in free strike zone of little Geo, just saying.
All right. Sorry, my character shut down. All right. Here we go. Stealth. Boop.
How'd we do?
22.
All right, let's see how little Geo does on his perception there. He rolls a 9. Nope. Yeah, he doesn't notice you sneaking away there.
Okay. And then I should be able to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I will signal to Pyric that I'm back. I'm not in hiding anymore, basically.
All right. Excellent.
Gambler room. Pudding special.
All right. Yes. So Euphemia moves into the room and hears Pyric yelling about foodstuffs. And it is now the sous chef's turn, who I think is first struck by the moonbeam, right?
Yes. Constitution save, DC 14.
All right. Here comes his Constitution save. Will it save him? Let's find out.
Find out next time.
Is it a +5 is the question.
He rolls a natural 9. Let's see the Constitution of a sous chef. We're going to look it up right now. Coming up here. His Constitution is only +3. He will not pass. How much damage did he take, John?
18 radiant damage.
18 radiant damage. The moonbeam bites deep. The sous chef shivers. He shimmies. He shambles. And he collapses to the ground dead.
Nice.
And for those of you who can translate giant spider, you hear, kill stealer.
All right. And yes.
That was actually in Draconic.
It was in Draconic.
And then the moonbeam starts moving towards Ulrich. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I dropped my pants, show my moon.
All right. Okay. I think we can drop out of turn order unless everybody wants to keep it for just conversation.
Well, I will just I will do the important thing here. I will take my axe and do one slice into him. And of course, we're going to flip this bad boy over and see what's underneath. Not, to see what's there.
As he's doing that, I'm moving in also, and now he's in darkness.
Over. His entire body tells you what gender he is.
All right. So so here's what happens. This is sort of interesting. So Ulrich starts to cut in to the sous chef, apparently to just see what's inside or whatever. And he starts flipping them over and checking things out. And as you do this, darkness envelops you, Ulrich, and you can no longer see anything.
Aye, by the gods, what sense of evil is this?
And I start to cut into it.
All right.
And I lay about me with this shadowy axe and just keep beating it with the giant sharp end, looking for a golden star.
All right. Make a perception check there, Shadeen, as you search through the ichor.
Do you have to so is your quest to complete all of the lucky charms?
I thought he was trying to get the star so he could run around like Cowlick and be invulnerable.
We're going for the purple horseshoe.
Oh, how about an 18?
Shadeen, you do find something that resembles what you're looking for.
Excellent. I hold it up over my head and I scream, "Take that, bitches!" And I cancel my darkness.
Yes, so you hold it up. So he stands, the darkness drops, and standing there is Shadeen, covered in this blackish ichor from the sous chef, holding up this golden brooch over his head. It's gleaming, and let me just make a quick tweak here. Hang on a second here. Sorry, just a moment of oopsie. We'll be fine. We'll be back in a moment. Just making a tweak here to show the golden brooch. All right. And so you see this. There's the Dragonborn, and he's holding this thing up over his head. And it's this little shining golden star-like brooch, golden stars. And so, and he's covered.
Are there any green clovers in evidence?
No purple horseshoes or green clovers at this time.
Blue diamonds?
Not yet, but the campaign's still young.
Come on, Shadeen, you can say it. You can say it in your finest accent. Come on.
What's that?
They're after me, Lucky Charms.
I was waiting for that.
Opportunity missed. Okay, so
well, that's okay. I got a little something to say.
All right.
Better to burn out than fade away.
Yes, I'm going to glare at everybody now.
Why are you going to glare at me? I was there helping you.
I'm glaring at everybody. I have been singularly focused, a singularly focused member of your band since the day we met. You remember that day, Elf? The day I ended the life of a manipulative, moralizing cult leader, which brought down his abusive cult and assisted in bringing down a mutated, self-loathing dragon who had been twisted by the evil ideologies of that leader? Since that day, I have fought beside you, bled for your causes, and stood claw to toe with your chosen foes. I have done all of these things without thought to my own safety, without fear or hesitation, knowing that there was greatness in your fellowship, and that the greater glory of combat was a worthy goal unto itself. Not once during our time together have you tried to learn what paths had led me to be standing there with those cultists on that fateful day. And yet your words have been heavy with judgment and scorn and condescension. Why should we trust a cultist? What does the Dragonborn bring to our team that we should ignore the circumstances of our first meeting? The word cultist dripped from your lips like bile, and I chose to ignore it, make light of it, assume that there was a lightness in your heart despite your words. For were you not the being wringing its hands over every drop of goblin blood that was spilled? Were you not the one for whom even the most blatant of martial justifications was insufficient without putting your entire group at risk by surrendering every possible tactical advantage in the interest of extending to these vile creatures every last possible benefit of every nebulous doubt? And now here we stand. I, for my own reasons, leap into a battle I believe to be fully as important, as fully full of moment as any you have fought since I joined you. I shake the golden star. As any fight I have fought through beside you. And yet when I find myself beset and look to my new companions for surcease, what do I find? He is a cultist. Let him fight his own fights. You abandoned me. You left me to bleed.
Oh, I think I need to interrupt you now. Now that we're
blood
getting
you were all too.
Oh, you are crazy.
Now water the stones.
Oh, look at around. Look at around the eyeball. Do you see those burn
Let
marks?
the cultist stand on his own.
Oh, whatever. That moonbeam. That was you all day there.
I still believe there is a greatness in this fellowship, and I know not where it sits, and I tell you that truly. But I have a strong suspicion of where it does not sit.
You are not all there, Shadid.
It is a truly strange morality that will allow an odious stranger to bleed for you and then turn its back when that stranger is sorely set.
Did you see the other?
Keep your posturing to yourselves from now on.
Do you see?
I know where each of you stands.
8 goblins
underneath
and hobgoblins.
And I think we all have some heavy thinking.
Do you know where any of these people are now, Shadid?
I'm grateful.
Oh my gosh, are we doing a volume up? Because this is what we're going to have to do now, because we can't really be interrupted with our posturing. And so I'm like, whatever.
I walk over the dead body and I leave the cavern. Having said my piece, I sniff at the elf and I sniff at the halfling as I walk out.
Hey, Russ, what does my moonbeam do to this flatbread pizza?
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but as you were going on your thing, the moonbeam kept getting closer and closer to you, which was sort of interesting.
Yeah, I go over and get the muffins and share them with Adric and Euphemia.
But the moonbeam doesn't. It's hard to tell what's happening to the pizza. We're gonna have to roll and see if it does any sort of.
Yeah, I don't eat the. I don't eat prepared food, so I'll leave it for somebody else.
All
You
right.
can turn my moonbeam off, though.
The only thing that after he's done and he starts walking, I'm like, cultists are sensitive.
Excellent.
That's true. I've heard that about them.
I say under my breath to Euphemia, Adric, and Cowlick as we're eating the sweet bread. May the hinges of our friendship never grow rusty. And we dig in.
Craig, take a point of inspiration for that exceptionally well done tirade. I appreciate it.
That was a good tirade.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to the recording.
I'll send it to you. You want me to email it to you?
That's right.
Oh, perfect.
Put up a Patreon for patrons only. They can see the full
Right, yes.
full text of Shadeen's
I'll
tirade.
post it on my blog.
That was excellent.
Can we agree we're not leaving good Adric and Grunden here?
That's something we should definitely talk about. I mean, what do they want to do?
I thought this was an inn there. I see no rooms.
Yes, it's not much of an inn.
Yeah.
I say we take him back to Fandolin.
Well, not Fandolin proper. Like, it's filled with more cultists. And not like the good Shadeen kind of cultists, but the other kind of cultists.
He's not there to hear you.
We'll hide him in Auntie's root cellar.
No, that won't work. That'll put her at danger, and they're not particularly good at that kind of stuff. I thought we were talking about putting them in the burnt out husk of the castle. Now, that we can sneak in,
That's
I'm
a
on board with.
possibility. I can also awaken a tree to guard them while we're gone.
Yeah, and we could cover the entrance and do some stuff. I think that has a lot of possibility, because then we know where we put them. Nobody's going to think to look there. We can clean it out, and then if they do get into extra trouble, then they know where Auntie's.
All right, you guys finish eating your grub, and I'll go out and have a smoke with the cultist. Where did he go?
Shadeen, are you where your miniature is, or where did you go?
No, I can't move my miniature for some reason. My computer's like really shit the bed tonight. So
Where do you?
I
where
have
do you
left.
go?
I'm outside the cave in.
Outside the cave. Okay, I'll move you up.
Like the best magic items we've ever gotten, like that other stuff and other things where we helped him. That apparently is not. But Elf's talking about cultists. That hurts him.
So you get out
really
here.
It wasn't so much the elf. It was the actions of everybody in that moment. But I'm not here to defend myself anymore. I left.
So Shadeen is outside. So Thalric, when you exit the cave in, you see Shadeen standing by the river next to some tables. There is no evidence of any of the guests as you walk by the room. Shadeen, both you and Thalric see this. As you leave the cave in, you notice that the place where the deep gnomes were eating, that's empty. There is a cleaved in half member of the waitstaff there, and some bloodied hoof prints around his demised body there.
See, the guests are just as violent as the cooks.
As you get outside, you may remember there were some kobolds eating at one of the tables out there near the maitre d' stand. The maitre d' is gone, as well as the people are eating, and their dinner, their meal is left unfinished. And so, Thalric, when you come out, you see Shadeen.
I'm washing in the river.
Yeah, what are you doing there, Shadeen?
I'm washing in the river. I got to get all this ichor off.
You're getting the ichor, cleaning the brooch. Yeah. So Thalric, you see that as you exit the cave.
I'm gonna push one of these chairs out, put my feet up on the table, pull out my satchel of mixed nuts and berries, because that's what real people should eat, and I'll start eating that as I just kind of look over the serenity.
I will tell you,
this place feels a lot better without all of these guests here.
well, I will not be denied roots and berries. Okay, there's a full kitchen here. We're not leaving with as much wild roast boar and grilled wolf steak as I can fit in my backpack.
Yeah,
so I raid the kitchen, the pantry before we leave, Russ.
I'm not even in the same area as you, so eat up.
Yeah, I'm not talking to you. I don't want your
eat.
nuts. Your nuts can stay with you.
If you stay and eat, then you've agreed with me and you take a psychic damage, because that's what I said to do.
I refuse to eat until I die.
I healed 8 points when the thing died because of the curse.
Oh yeah, nice.
How bad does Shadeen look?
I am not bloodied.
Oh, he looks terrible.
Yeah, no more horrible than normal. Let's put it that way.
I'll throw a healing word on you.
What's that good for?
About to tell you.
D4 plus 3 or something.
Not if
Don't
it's
worry
second-
about
not if
it,
it's
Thrall.
second-
He won't count that as help.
Not if it's second level, smart guy.
What's that?
I was making fun of Joe, but he wasn't listening.
Yeah, none of us. missed. We all missed it.
Actually, I was ignoring you.
6
There's a
points of
difference.
healing.
6?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're gonna. It looks like Kalik and I are gonna raid the kitchen for any food we can get, Russ.
All right.
I heard it's good here.
Cowlick, somewhere from outside, echoing through the cave, you can hear the low drum of bongos.
Oh. I'll get out my lyre.
Bongos in the dark.
I strum away as I'm
After
searching.
some of the screaming and the cheering of Shadeen's victory, Clark does reemerge at the top of the stairs coming into the dining area with a couple of his friends here, his hobgoblin friends. And he says, so is this sous chef no more, I take it? I heard some kind of victory scream earlier.
Yeah, they got over it. Clark, come help me figure out like how much we owe you, so we can.
I hear a lot of rumbling going on in my kitchen. Is there something happening in there I should know about?
No, yeah, that's why I want you to come here and help me figure out how much we owe you.
He should cut it into rings and deep fry it.
You should let Clark cook. If you're
Like
interested,
calamari,
Ulrich.
Roper
Hey,
calamari. is where we're
calamari.
going.
Ulrich, if you're interested in fine dining, you should let Clark touch it. He's very talented.
I am not arguing for a cook. I'm just seeing what's here. You know, I came here for a meal. I got sticky buns. You know, there's steaks, there's wolf steaks. Those are the good stuff I'm missing here.
No, dire wolf steaks.
I can fix you a little something if you want to just if you don't mind if you could put that down and Carluck, I don't know who you I don't think I've met you, sir, but could you put those spices back? They're all arranged by yeah, I know they all look like they're non-alphabetical, but it's actually by seasoning type and how rare the items are. So if you could just put those down there, Fred Minotaur, I really appreciate that there.
I am very tense. I'm very tense at this moment.
Some say the cave-in will burn in fire. It would be Pyrrhic's heart's desire. Clark defied your rightful command, immorally betraying Moradin's demand. If only they could all die twice. These creatures are so undeserving of Nord's ice. Thy soul is filled with madness. To burn this place would fill Pyrrhic with gladness. Clark did not listen. Flames fill your vision. Burn, burn, burn. Pyrrhic, it's your turn. Cast fireball.
Oh my God. First of all, Dan, take a point of inspiration. Second of all, I believe the Minotaur is engaging in manipulation, which I am really, really impressed with. I would not have seen that coming through.
Time to hit the
I
weak
didn't see that
bugbear.
coming.
He's been playing nice the whole time with the bugbear.
Pyrrhic, what is your response?
I'm stunned. I'm not surprised by the action as a player, but as like psychically someone who's very sensitive to this kinds of stuff, and he had managed to get me to calm down earlier.
Do you go Winter Soldier?
Also, I'm like still confused why the cultist is so mad about the accounting of friendship. That just seems very weird to me, and so that has me a little off kilter. So yeah, I'm just sort of stunned. I'm like, are you gonna put the spices back?
Oh, Calic is so sad. I'm going to cast a Charm Person on Clark.
Oh, nice. All right. Go for it.
All right.
Wait, does Charm Person work? Did they get rid of Charm Monster and Charm Person? The difference there? Is it I forget.
Well, I think it works on humanoids.
Oh, just check it out. Does it work?
But throw it up in the. I don't know that for sure.
I'm trying to throw it in chat here. There we go. There it is.
A humanoid you can see within range. There you go.
There you go. Well, that seems clear. All right. So it might work on him. Yeah, we got to make some saving throws here, but sure.
I might change my mind about this being a safe place if everybody's dead in it.
Carlic's like, give me a minute. I can fix that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Karlik, what kind of saving throw does
It's a DC 13. Let's say charisma, probably. I'd assume. I mean,
Wisdom,
no,
wisdom.
he rolls a natural 19. So I feel like Clark is unaffected by your spell. And he says,
And he
Wait a
knows
minute.
this, yeah.
did you just try to cast a spell on me?
He might notice that Karlik just continues casting. I know it's not my turn again yet.
Clark.
Wait, Pirate, you brought this man into my
Yeah, this
you
is gonna
brought
be.
these people into the inn.
Yeah,
I've been
this
doing nothing but what you asked.
I know.
Following the ways of Morden, my God, given to me by this determined paladin. And here we are.
I looked at Adric, and I'm like, Adric, like, Clark, come with me for a second. Adric, can you do something? Like, these people do not understand the oath that you swore to this, and that he is one of your faithful flock. And I start to lead Clark over there, and I'm like, Clark, this is a problem because of various personalities. Dangerous people have certain sets of skills, and as you know, as a person who's dangerous, sometimes they get very narrowly focused and they don't really understand what they're doing.
Come,
And
come,
Euphemia is going
Clark.
to support Pyric.
Adric goes over to Clark. Clark, come over here. Let's find a good stone surface for you to confess all that has happened since I have last seen you.
All right. Where are you guys going to lead him to?
He's just going to take him up. Adric's just going to take him up here.
And if Adric takes him away, I'm gonna look to
Clark
Karlik.
goes up on the thing. He's like, I don't understand. I'm following all the rules.
Well, let's go through what you
Sous
think
chef's
those
dead.
rules are, eh?
I got a couple dead. I just did inventory of my goblins. One didn't report back. I don't know what happened there. I don't want to point fingers, but the Minotaur might be a little obvious. There's a bunch of hoof prints around. I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, I'm not going to make you roleplay, Russ, but he's like, Adric's like, let's start from the beginning. I left. What happened next?
All right. So Clark starts telling the story to Adric about what he's been doing. And during this conversation, Adric does learn that seems like, he learns a couple things that I presume that eventually he will share with the party. The first thing he learns is that Clark has indeed been trying to follow all the rules as best he could. Now, one of the more interesting parts of his story is a bit about this captain that Adric doesn't know. Well, he does know because he met him at the Cragmar Castle in the end once he was recovered from his consciousness.
He was tortured by him?
But Zronka showed up at the cave-in first. And when Zronka came to the cave-in, according to Clark, he was all excited, very excited about Morden, very excited about the opportunities there. And Clark explained that he'd been seeing nothing but good things since he'd been following this new way. Zronka got even more excited. So Clark said, Zronka, we're going to need some other people to join our new way of thinking. Could you please go up to Cragmar Castle, Zronka, and get more of the hobgoblins from up there? And maybe we can work around that. And so Zronka did leave and go to Cragmar Castle. Now, when he returned, however, Clark thought that Zronka seemed a little different, a little more aggressive, a little less focused on some of the good things, but he still said he was going to try to get some supplies. And so Clark thought it might work out, but he had a little concerns. He thought he was a little bit, a little more forceful than he might have wanted to expect. But it was weird because when he first came to the cave and he was great. It was only when he returned from Cragmar Castle that he seemed a little more aggressive and more like the traditional ways you think about maybe goblins and to a lesser extent hobgoblins. So that happened, and then he went away and he never saw Zronka again. But since then, he's been getting a lot of help from folks. He has run as word of the inn grew. He got more and more folks from far and wide to come, and some folks from the Underdark occasion started showing up, and they hooked him up with some other folks who could help. And that's when the sous chef joined him. And he's been really running a very successful establishment and really just serving lots of food and making a lot of folks happy and living his best life as a cook. That's what Adric learns.
Okay.
Got it.
We're getting close to the end of the time, but it's very important to me. The Dragonborn has made something very clear to me that I owe folks apologies because it makes them crazy and act in insane ways. And so I will start with Cowlick. I'm like, we came here, Cowlick. You know what I think of you, considering we gave you Lord Hallwinter's ring. But I know this hatred that you have of bugbears isn't something you come out of joy. This is some painful, terrible something that has happened to you. And this is what makes you act this way. I do not hold this against you. But please, let us go from this place that makes you not act your best.
Perhaps this one bugbear is different than the others.
Did I get a steak yet?
Yeah. And when we get out there, I will also go to Shadeen, and I'm saying, Shadeen, I am sorry if you thought we did not have your safety in mind. Trust me, you were supported all along the way. If you did not think so, you should check the evidence of the battle.
Euphemia also wants to support Pyric in commenting that Clark did do everything that we had charged him to do. And so she's interested in making sure the proper reparations are made to Clark. And also asks Pyric, I wonder what changed Shranka. It sounded like he was on the right path, but then he came back on a different path. I wonder what happened.
Well, maybe we know that Cowlick is good at manipulating the minds and reading the minds of others. There surely must be other people with those skills.
I'll explain it to you very simply. They're all evil. They have to die. Did I get my boar yet?
I had something I wanted to say. No, I can't remember.
Yeah, that's the Thalric's doing the opposite of he's not talking. So that's good. Can we safely get some food out of this place and get out of here?
Yes.
And
we're running at time, so why don't we say that you're able to get some food. Clark asks for reparations. Clark says about 30 to 40 gold will take care of the damages.
I will give him 50.
I will share my cost with Pyric.
And then I make sure that he offers up 10% of it to Moradin.
I find that acceptable.
He agrees with that.
So I gave him more than he asked, but please continue. And
he gives you any amount of rations. He does offer to prepare you a nice food, Ulrich, before you leave.
No more death squads on the road. I don't want to see any more people waylaying people on the road. Otherwise, that's going to come back to you.
I know we're at the end of this, but we would like to take a time to either offside help him update the rules, update his software for following, give him encouragement.
Why don't you guys write up in our off sessions, you and Joe Seppi in Discord, come up with the updated instructions for Clark.
And there's one more thing I want to mention.
Yes.
Craig, are you still wounded?
Yeah.
And John Atheral healed you for 6 hit points of damage?
Yep.
I heal you, lay on hands for 12 points because I'm twice as good as him.
To double it.
Game.
Nice.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Hey, Ulrich, looks like you dropped something in the creek there. I trip him and push him in the creek.
All right. I'm at a good stopping point, but you guys can use the downtime because we're going to take a couple weeks off because I know Joe's got some things, commitments, and other folks do too. So we can use, because you're at sort of a good a pause point here with mostly friendlies around you and things. You can use this time. Clark does offer to make some nice meals as well as some to-go orders that would function as traveling rations to re-equip you there. And you'll have time to talk about what you want to do for instructions for Clark.
Be prepared for what happens when I ask Clark if he has a direwolf pet I can look at.
All right. I will make
Not to open up old wounds, but
all right.
I need to see a direwolf.
All right. Thrall wants to see a direwolf.
Or if he has a large crab.
I'm going right here in the pool. I was saving it for next Tuesday.
Shadeen's a little confused because it seemed like Pyric wanted to start a conversation and then the halfling bumped in and started talking about something completely unrelated. So in the chat, there's a little whisper to the elf at some point.
Okay. Is it in the Roll20 chat or the
Roll20?
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Achievement unlocked! You've made it to the end of another D6 Generation episode, the podcast whose humor has universally been acclaimed as not too horrible. Please let us know what you thought of the show by emailing us at info@thed6generation.com. If for some inexplicable reason you actually enjoyed this show, you can help others find out about it by leaving positive reviews on iTunes. Thanks for listening and happy gaming.